the old bedroom layout that trapped heat naturally. If you study historical domestic design the way I do, you know our ancestors were not guessing. They engineered warmth into everyday spaces with no electricity, no insulation foam, and no modern HVAC. Before we get into it, make sure you subscribe to Warfield Prepper Chronicles and like this video, because this channel exists to preserve practical historical knowledge that still works today. Now, let's get straight to the layout itself. The traditional enclosed bedroom layout was built to conserve body heat and retain radiant warmth. In pre-industrial Europe and colonial North America, bedrooms were intentionally small, enclosed, and positioned deep inside the structure. This was not accidental. Heat loss was the enemy. Bedrooms were rarely placed along exterior walls unless necessary, and when they were, those walls were thick masonry or log. The smaller room volume meant less air to heat, allowing body heat, candle heat, and residual fireplace warmth to accumulate overnight. This layout functioned as passive thermal management long before the term existed. Bed placement within the room was used to minimize convection heat loss. Beds were positioned away from windows and drafts, often against interior walls. This reduced cold airflow and radiant heat loss to exterior surfaces. In winter conditions, cold air sinks, so beds were elevated on wooden frames rather than placed directly on the floor. This mattered. Cold floors pulled heat downward. A raised sleeping platform kept sleepers in the warmer air layer. Today, applying this means pulling beds away from exterior walls, sealing drafts, and using elevation even in modern homes during winter grid stress or fuel shortages. The use of bed hangings and alcove-style sleeping spaces acted as microclimate control. One of the most overlooked features in historical bedrooms is the use of bed curtains and wall recesses. These created a confined air pocket that trapped warmth from the sleeper's body heat. In stone houses and drafty timber homes, this could raise the sleeping temperature significantly. This concept translates directly today. Heavy curtains, canopy frames, or even insulated room dividers can recreate this effect. Survivalists wintering in unheated homes can reduce heating needs by focusing warmth where the body actually rests. Ceiling height and room proportions were intentionally low to hold heat. Older bedrooms rarely had high ceilings. Warm air rises and tall ceilings waste heat. By keeping ceilings low, heat stayed closer to the sleeping area. This is critical historical knowledge for winter preparedness. If you are heating a large modern bedroom, temporary ceiling drapes, lofted sleeping areas, or partitioning space can replicate this older proportion and reduce fuel consumption. Fireplace adjacency and heat sharing mattered more than direct heat. Bedrooms were often placed above or beside kitchens and main hearths, sharing chimney stacks and residual warmth. Even when no fire burned in the bedroom, heat migrated through masonry. This layout principle is still usable. Sleeping spaces placed near heat sources, wood stoves, or insulated thermal mass walls benefit from passive heat transfer overnight. Applying this layout today is about containment, not comfort aesthetics. For winter survival, especially during power outages or fuel scarcity, treat the bedroom as a thermal shelter inside the house. Reduce room volume, block drafts, reposition beds, use heavy textiles, and concentrate heat where the body rests. This is not theory. This is tested historical design, refined over centuries of cold winters. If this kind of historical survival knowledge matters to you, subscribe to Warfield Prepper Chronicles, share this video with others preparing for winter, and keep this information alive.